Okay. What is this?
Eggs.
Eggs. Very good. Okay. How about this one?
Meat.
Meat. Exactly. Okay. Now, this one?
Milk.
Milk. Very good. Okay. And then, guys, food. Well, cooking is not only food. We also have a few other things around the kitchen. Okay. And one of those things are this. Do you know how these are called? Okay, these are the kitchen utensils, okay? So each of them have different names. For example, we have a spatula or we have a whisk, okay? But each of these are always present in our kitchen, right? But then we also have one of these utensils. What is this?
I don't know.
It's a frying pan, okay? We're gonna use it and we're gonna call it a frying pan. And sometimes people just call it a pan, okay? Just like how we called bread in Spanish. Now,
What is the spell? Sorry.
P-A-N.
Okay,
Pan.
okay.
Yeah. If you can add frying at the beginning and you can say frying pan. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Now here, guys, we're gonna play a little game, okay? Here, I'm gonna ask you to name three things, only three things, but you cannot say the same things as the other person, okay? Of those things, first, Miguel, you're gonna help me because I know you the longest, okay? And you're gonna help me say, name three things, okay? I want you to name three vegetables. Can you name three vegetables in English?
Yeah.
Right.
Cucumber.
Cucumber, okay? Yeah, yes,
Mhm.
it's a vegetable, yeah.
Tomato.
Tomato.
And lettuce.
Lettuce. Very
Le
good. Okay, perfect. Very good.
Thank
Jackie, how about you? Can you help us name three different vegetables than those that Miguel named? Try, don't worry, try. Three vegetables.
¿Cómo se llama? Carrot.
Carrot.
Um, pa espérame.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. Yeah.
Potatoes.
Potatoes, very good.
I don't know, but chayote.
Okay, okay, perfect, don't worry. Now, help me guys with three different fruits. Miguel, now your turn. Three different fruits.
apples.
Apple,
Bananas.
banana.
And strawberries.
Perfect, very good. Okay, we just saw it. Nice, very good. Jackie, how about you? Three different fruits.
Strawberry from Wesa. I don't know.
Okay.
And watermelon.
Watermelon. One more.
Uh, Papaya.
Papaya. Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, now we're gonna continue, guys, okay? And we're gonna see vocabulary. Now we have an extensive vocabulary, okay? Because we're gonna see verbs that we use in the kitchen, okay? With a few of other utensils or even measurements that we have in our kitchens, okay? So I'm just gonna ask you guys here to pay attention, and if you can, go write it in a notebook or whatever, okay? Here I only have the images, so you're gonna have to be super careful and super attentive with what we're saying because you're gonna have to memorize them, okay? This one is the first one. What is this? What am I doing here?
Cut.
Cut, we can say cut, okay? But when we're in the kitchen, really what we say is chop, okay? We say chop. And if I tell you, go chop the carrots, you're gonna do it like this, okay? Very, very little parts of the carrot and you're chopping, okay? Remember, these are verbs, okay? So we have chop, like chop the carrot, very good. Okay, then we have this verb. Okay, what am I doing here? We are
Mix.
mix, exactly. We're mixing, very good. Yeah, okay, perfect. So we have chop, mix, chop, mix. Then we have this. Do you know what is this is? This one, when,
Boiling.
sorry, Jackie?
Boiling.
Boiling, very good. Yes, we are boiling something, okay? When we have a hot pan or casserole in the stove with the fire coming up, okay, and the water starts bubbling up, that is called boil, or the verb in ing, boiling, okay? So we have chop, mix, boil. Very good.
Okay.
Then we have this one. Do you know what this is? What is happening here in my oven?
Bake.
Bake, exactly, bake, okay? I'm baking my pizza. I'm baking the bread, okay? So we are baking. Yeah, very good. Again, remember, chop, mix, boil, and of course, bake. Then we have this one. What are we doing here?
Fry.
What?
Fry.
Fry, exactly, okay? The verb is to fry, but if we're gonna do it in ing, frying, very good, okay? Like fried potatoes or fried chicken, yeah? So we fry the food, very good, okay? Miguel, do you remember which one was this?
Chop.
Perfect. Jackie, do you remember this one?
Mix.
Perfect. Miguel, this one?
Peel.
Boil.
Boil.
Oil. Very good. Jackie, this one?
Bake.
And Miguel, this one?
Fry.
Perfect, guys. Now, here we have something else. I have the potato and I'm going like this. What am I doing?
You know.
Peel, okay? To peel or peeling, okay? When
Ah.
I remove that first peel, okay, here, like the first cape of the food, what we're doing is peeling, okay? Peeling or peel. Let's go again, but now I'm gonna start with Jackie. Jackie, what is this?
Chop.
Perfect. Miguel.
Mix.
Perfect. Jackie?
Boil. Digo,
Yes,
yes, boil.
yeah, very good. Okay, Miguel, what about this?
Bake.
Perfect. Jackie, this one?
Fry.
And Miguel?
Peel.
Perfect, guys. Okay, then we have this one. Now here, it's similar, but how we do it is different. When you're peeling, you're doing this, okay, with your hands, and you go like that. When we're gonna use one of these utensils, what we call it is to grate, okay? Grate, G-R-A-T-E. So we're gonna grate the things, okay? For example, here, grate the carrot, okay? Let's start again. Miguel, it's your turn to start over here.
Chop.
Perfect. Jackie.
Mix.
Perfect. Miguel.
Boil.
Really good. Jackie.
Bake.
Perfect. Miguel.
Fry.
Really good. Jackie.
Ese se me fue. Bill.
Peel with P. Peel.
Ah, Bill. Okay.
Peel. Yeah. Miguel, this one?
Great.
Great. Very good. Great. Okay, guys. Now, the last one of the verbs that we're going to see is this one. Now, here we normally say chop, okay, when we're doing it like in very little things. For example, I chop maybe the carrot, no? Because it's always going to be very, very little pieces.
Mhm.
But here we're going to have slice, okay? When we're doing a slice, it's because we're going to have this type of shape in the food, okay? For example, I can slice the tomato, or I can slice the onion, I can slice the cheese even, okay? So here we're gonna call slice, okay? Which is also a verb or a noun. Okay. Questions here?
No.
Perfect, okay? Let's go again from the top, okay? And right now it's gonna start Jackie. Jackie, help me here, please.
Chop.
Perfect. Miguel?
Mix.
Yeah. Jackie?
Boil.
Perfect. Miguel?
Bake.
Jackie?
Fry.
Perfect. Miguel?
Peel.
Peel? Very good. This one, Jackie?
Great.
Yes, very good. And this one, Miguel?
Slices.
Slice. Very good. Slice. Okay. Now, here, guys, with these verbs, you're also going to use kitchen utensils. Okay. So here we have a few of them. For example, we first have, I put them all here so we didn't have too much. Okay. But here you have a knife. Okay. So you're going to use the knife so you can chop or so you can slice, okay? If I tell you, Miguel, please go grab a knife so you can chop the onions, okay? So you're gonna grab this knife, yeah? You also have this one, which is blender, okay? This is a blender. And here, maybe you're going to mix all the elements or all the food so you can have a really nice sauce, no? But here you're gonna mix or you're gonna blend, yeah? Then you have the frying pan that we were saying before. This is a frying pan. Then you have a spatula, spatula. Okay, it doesn't have an E at the beginning. It's S-P-A-T-U-L-A, okay? Spatula. And then you have a whisk. This is called whisk, okay? And even you can use it as a verb because you can say whisk the butter, for example. If I tell you whisk the butter, is that you're gonna grab this one and then you're gonna start, okay? And finally, you have a bowl. Okay, here your bowl where you're going to put all the things together.
And teacher,
Yeah.
the spell bowl is B-O-U-T-H.
Now, the bowl is going to be, I'm going to write it here for you if you want, B-O-W-L. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Questions here, guys? All good? No. Perfect. Okay. Now, here, guys, we have one more page of vocabulary. Okay, and we're gonna see here, but now we're gonna do measurements. Okay, how do I measure how much food or how much of that ingredient I'm going to use? Okay, so here the first one is tablespoon. Tablespoon. Okay. In tablespoon, you're going to use, for example, the spoon that you have for the table, the one that you eat with. Okay? So you can say tablespoon, okay? Okay, tablespoon. But you can also have a second different one, which is with spoon, but we want to use the little one, and we're gonna use a teaspoon, okay? When something is super, super little, okay, like the little spoon, we're gonna say teaspoon, okay? And it's how we would say cucharadita, yeah? So tablespoon or teaspoon, yeah? Then you have a cup, okay? Put 2 cups of flour. Put 2 cups of sugar, okay? That's what you're going to measure with, a cup. Okay? You can also call this, do you see how we have here the hand and he has a little what? A pinch, okay? A little pinch, okay, of sugar, a little pinch of salt. And this is when literally you're gonna grab it with these 2 fingers and you're gonna go, okay? Questions there? Perfect. Then you have liters, okay? Remember, you can have 1 liter, 2 liters, 3 liters, okay? But it's also a measurement.
¿Cómo se decía? Perdón.
Liter.
Ah, liter.
Yeah. Then, especially maybe in Mexico, we don't use it as much, guys, but it's very common, especially if you're seeing maybe an American or, yeah, especially an American recipe, they're gonna tell you ounces, okay? These ounces, you're gonna see them like this, okay? For example, a normal glass has 8 ounces, okay? So, it's super important that you recognize this, the ounces. Okay. And finally, the grams. Okay. Here in the grams, it depends because you can maybe here have kilograms or just a few grams of something. Okay. Questions?
Is big grams or grams?
Grams.
Ah, grams.
Grams. Okay. But maybe sometimes it's gonna say kilograms. Sometimes it could happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now, with all of these guys, okay, I'm going to show you a recipe, and with all the vocabulary and a few extra words that maybe you're going to see in a recipe, okay, you're going to put to the test how much or how do we do it in the recipes, okay? Okay, so we're going to read a recipe together, guys, and we're going to see how we put it, like the ingredients, how do we make the complete list of steps that we have to do, okay? Miguel, do you remember that yesterday we were seeing commands together? Okay, and 2 days ago the same. So this is going to be very easy for you, I hope, okay? Because we're gonna continue with the same structure, okay? Just like we do in commands aquí, that we just have verb and the complement. That's how we're going to do it here, okay? In the recipes, you're not going to put a lot of complete sentences, okay? So for example, we're gonna see today how can we make homemade pancakes, okay? I imagine that you have done pancakes a lot of times maybe, or maybe just few times, or you have seen your mom or your grandma do the pancakes, okay? But today we're going to see this homemade recipe for pancakes in our English class. Now here ingredients, guys, we're going to see different things. You see, we have 1.5 cups, okay? So you have 1 complete cup and a half cups of all-purpose flour, yeah? Here, normally you're going to put first how much and then the measurement, okay? Then you have 3 complete teaspoons, so of the little spoon, okay, but you're gonna have 3 teaspoons with a half of teaspoon, okay? And this is of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm not gonna use the big one, I'm going to use the little spoon, 1 teaspoon salt, okay? 1 tablespoon of white sugar, okay? 1 tablespoon of white sugar. This means that I'm going to use now the big one and not the little, okay? 1 1/4 cup of milk, okay? 1 egg. Here with the eggs, I don't have normally a measurement, okay? I just have 1 egg, 2 eggs, etc., okay? Maybe if you're going to use only the yolk, you're gonna say 1 yolk, okay? Or a complete egg, yeah? Here, because I don't have more specifications, I understand that is a complete egg, okay? 1 egg. And then I have 3 spoons of butter, but then it says it has a comma because it has to be melted, okay? Maybe you can also say 3 tablespoons of melted butter. That is also correct, okay? Questions with how do we write the ingredients? No? Very good. Miguel, can you help me read here, please, the instructions?
In a bowl, whisk flour, baking powder, salt, sugar.
Okay, so we have the first one. In a bowl, that means that you're going to use this big bowl that we just saw. We're going to have to do something. What here? Imagine, and maybe you can do it with your hands, okay? But what do I have to do here? What is the action that I have to do here? Tell me, tell me. Do I have an action in that sentence that I have to follow? Or not? Okay, so here guys, the action that I have to follow, okay, is going to be this one, whisk, okay? Remember, whisk is the, like el globo, okay, that we have in our houses. But when I say whisk, it's like saying that I have to mix, okay, or that I have to blend, yeah? So I can say whisk, mix, or blend, okay? But here when I hear whisk, I immediately know that I have to use the whisk utensil and go like this, okay? Questions? No? Here, what am I going to whisk? I'm going to whisk flour, baking powder, salt, and sugar. So I'm going to only whisk different type of uncountable nouns, right? Like powders. Now, Jackie, can you help me with the next one, please?
In another bowl, beat egg, mix in milk, and melted butter.
Very good. Okay, so in a separate, right? In a second bowl, Jackie, what action or what actions do I have to do?
I don't know, understand.
Don't worry, okay? So here, the actions that you have to follow beat, okay? Beat an egg. So you're going to crush the egg, okay? And it's going to go into your bowl, yeah? That's the first one. But then it also says to mix in milk and melted butter. So there where you crushed the egg in your bowl, then you're going to add and you're going to mix milk and melted butter right there. Okay?
Mhm.
Yeah, good. Miguel, help me with the next one, please.
Add wet ingredients to dry ingredient.
Mhm.
Which still convenient.
Combined.
Combined.
Very good. Okay. So you have the wet ingredients that are the ones that you read, Miguel, here with flour, baking powder, salt, and sugar. Those are the dry ones, okay? And then the ones that Jackie read, the egg, the milk, and the melted butter are the wet ones, okay? So you're going to add those two ingredients together, okay? And you're going to do what? You're going to whisk them, okay? You're going to all the ingredients together, yeah? Questions there? No? Okay. We have here two actions, add and whisk, okay? Jackie, can you help me with the next one, please?
Heat non-stick pan. Scoop butter with
1/4?
1/4
Uh-huh.
cup measure.
Okay, very good. Okay. So here in a non-stick pan, that means in a frying pan, but that it doesn't have anything sticking into it. Okay. What am I gonna do there? I'm going to heat, okay? So I'm going to put everything on the fire, okay? And I'm going to heat heat non-stick pan, okay? And there I'm going to scoop butter with 1 cup of measurements, okay? So I'm going to put everything there with a little bit of butter, and I'm going to put it there so it can start heating it up, okay? And after that, Miguel, I have this one. Can you help me with the next one, please?
Good. Until top, bubbly and edges set. 2 or 3 minutes. Flip. Cook bottom golden brown. 1 or 2 minutes.
Very good. Okay, so here, now that you scoop butter, that's all the mix that you did. You put it into your non-stick pan, okay? What are you going to do there? You're going to cook, okay? You're going to let it cook, okay? All the butter that you did, the mix that you did, you put it into your pan and you let it set in, okay? And it's going to cook until when? Until the top, what you see on the top, has a little bubbles on it, and the wedges or the edges are what? Set, okay? This is going to last about 2 to 3 minutes, and then you're going to flip, okay? Maybe I can do here, and here I have flip. Okay, this word of flip, I have the, see my hand. Okay, I have the pancake and I'm gonna go. Okay, this is going to be a flipping. Like this, I flip. Okay, and now I cook the bottom, okay, until it's golden brown. Okay, this is going to last between 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. Questions are bless you, Miguel. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Questions, guys?
No.
No?
No.
Perfect. Jackie, can you help me with the last instruction?
And the all?
Yeah, the last one, this one.
Okay. In a bowl, we whisk flour.
No, in
making
the last one, here. Where it says repeat.
Repeat with remaining
Yeah.
butter. Served with toppings. Enjoy.
Perfect. Okay. Repeat. What is this of repeat? That I'm going to do it again and again with all the mix or batter that I have together. Okay. And then it says serve with toppings. What do you think are these of toppings, especially with the pancakes? What could be the toppings? What are those? Miguel was going to say something.
Es que me lo sé en español, pero no en inglés.
Try, tell me, don't worry.
Miel de maple.
Could be maple syrup. Okay, yes, it could be maple syrup. For example, I put bacon on top of it, and it also would be a topping. Okay, there's people who put ham on top of the pancakes, or maybe even like this, like a little piece of butter. Okay, or maybe others people who put chocolate chips or I don't know, confetti chips or something like that. Like it depends, okay? But there's people who put different things on top of the bag of the pancakes, and those would be the toppings, okay? Questions there? No? Perfect. And finally, it tells you to enjoy them, like be happy with them, like them so much, and eat them all, okay? Now, here guys, something that is super important that I want you to really pay attention is that here, for example, when in the first two, okay, I'm starting my sentence telling you where in a vowel or in another vowel, okay? But then all the next part is just action complement, action complement, action complement, okay? You see, beat egg, mixing milk and melted butter. But here, for example, all the next, okay, are going to be just action with the verb, with the complement, no? Add wet ingredients to dry ingredients. Whisk till combined, okay? You can see here, guys, that all of my verbs, okay, are in present tense, okay, or really in an infinitive form because they're in the most basic form of all, okay? I'm not putting adding, mixing, cooked, no, nothing of cooked, of flipping, of repeating, no. Okay, it's just the basic form of the verb, the infinitive form, okay, and its complement, okay, with what action or with what noun, with what object, and that's it, okay? Jackie, questions?
No, teacher.
No? Okay, Miguel, what about you? Do you have any question?
No, teacher.
No, perfect. Okay, now I'm going to raise, okay? And guess what? You are going to do your own recipe, okay? Yeah. Now, choose something that is super, super easy, guys, and that you don't have to spend so much time on it. If you want to do a chocolate milk, for example, it's very good, okay? Right now, the only thing that we're doing is practicing how do we put this into English, okay? Questions? No? So for that, okay, I'm going to start here. We're going to open a board, okay? Let it. Wait, it's uploading. Okay, guys, so here. Okay, what are we going to do here on the board? Okay, we're going to, each of you, just like we do sometimes, Mia, well, like yesterday. Okay, we are going to put a post-it, sorry, here, guys. Okay, you can see that I grabbed my post-it, Jackie. Can you see where? That you're
Yes.
going to grab a post-it, okay? For example, this is mine. I'm going to put it right here, okay? Even if I want to go big, I can do it, okay? Don't worry about disturbing anybody else, okay? And then here, I'm going to write, okay? And I'm going to say, for example, first recipe. So I know that it's mine, okay? And I'm going to start putting my ingredients. Okay, ingredients. Okay, and then I start putting them all. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing. Ustedes harán lo mismo. You're going to do the same thing. Grab your post-it. Okay, and then start developing your own recipe. Yeah? Questions?
No.
No? Perfect. For these guys, you have 10 complete minutes, or is it too much? 10 minutes? Okay. Because I can see you, if I see that you're finished before, we stop, okay? And we check. Yeah, go, continue.
Teacher, a mí no me deja.
No, why not? Let me put one for you, okay? Here, Jackie. And
Thank you.
you can write on top of it. Yeah. Lower, it has a little text, like the T here. And you can start writing. There you go.
Teacher,
Yep.
tenemos que poner cualquier receta.
Yeah, any. Even if it's just something to drink, okay? Even if it's just something so you can drink, you can put it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
teacher?
Yes.
¿Cómo puedo decir una capa de mezcla?
Maybe you can say at top of the batter or at top of the mix.
Okay, thank
Or
you.
layer, you can say layer. Yeah, instead
Layer?
of top, yeah, say layer.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Ready, guys? Okay, guys. Ready?
No, one moment.
Okay.
Finish.
Yes, I'm seeing what you guys are doing. Okay. So you also did pancakes, right, Jackie?
Yes.
Okay. So for example, you have a cup of all-purpose. Your ingredients are really well distributed. Okay, very good done here. Okay. Then your instructions are also very, very clear. Okay. Only egg, remember here, for example, egg here has double G, okay?
Okay.
But that's one. Okay, melt orange juice and orange zest. Okay, add the wet ingredients to dry stir until smooth. Okay. My suggestion, Jackie, for example, would be here you call it skillet, okay? And then you here call it pan, okay? My suggestion is, especially when you're doing a recipe, if other people have to follow, try to use, for the one thing, try to use only one word, not different words, because it can maybe sometimes for other people be a little bit confusing. Okay, if you know what is an skillet or a griddle, very good. And it's the same thing as a pan, no? But maybe other people won't know that a skillet, griddle, and pan are the same things. So my suggestion would be that if you're gonna leave a recipe for, I don't know, for your little sister, your mom, or your grandma, whoever, and maybe they don't know all the vocabulary words, maybe just stick to one, okay? So it won't get confusing. That would be the only thing. Okay, very good done. Difficult, Jackie? Was it
Sorry?
difficult? Was it difficult for you to do this activity?
No.
No? Easy? Very good. Okay.
Ready, teacher.
And ready, Miguel. Just in time. Perfect. Okay. Here, Miguel, 10 lemons, 1 can of evaporated milk, liter of cream. Here, for example, where it says liter of cream, how much or how many liters, sorry, like 1 liter, 2 liters, okay? So only there, try to be remember more like exactly 1 liter, okay? More specific, 3 cookies. Like here, I'm where you put packets, I'm trying to think like you're talking about like the different bags of cookies, right? Yeah. These strawberries or cherries are like for toppings, for example, or something extra, okay? There, especially in a recipe, when you're describing the ingredients, how many strawberries or how many cherries, or are you going to do kilograms or grams, okay, of strawberries and cherries, yeah? If you're gonna have like half of kilo of strawberries, it's perfect, yeah? 1 can of condensed milk, 1 bar of cream cheese, very good. Then it says method in a bowl, put the bar of cream and the cream whisk very well, and that's really good. Here, for example, you don't need this word of now, okay? Next step, okay? Even because you have 1, 2, 3, okay? Second step, now I know, drain the lemon juice in the mix, okay? But it's not necessary to put the now. Okay. Okay. For example, here where it says in a refractory, comma, drain the mix in layers. This little by little is not necessary, okay? Okay, if you were making a video for TikTok or Pinterest or YouTube, yes, be more descriptive, okay? But for a written recipe, it's not necessary. So in a refractory, drain the mix in layers, and here instead of in, you're going to say for each layer. Okay, for each layer, okay, here instead of in, you're gonna say for each layer, put how many cookies, or put a layer of cookies, I imagine. Okay, so here we would have put a layer of cookies. Okay, that way you don't confuse to, I put all the cookies right now, okay? Or maybe you tell me 10 cookies, but I did a wider refractory, so I'm gonna need 20 cookies, okay? But just to say a layer of cookies, yeah? And as much as they need. But then I know that I'm gonna use more cookies later. The same thing here. I'm going to scratch this, okay? Fourth step, you have 1, 2, 3. Now the fourth is to add the strawberry or cherry as toppings to the pie. Okay, perfect. Add aluminum foil to cover the pie and refrigerate for 2 hours. Perfect. Okay, after 2 hours, very good. Remove it from the refrigerator and enjoy. Perfect. Okay, very good. Yeah, only those 2 little things. Even you can see here that you went above, you wrote more than you should have. Okay, but it's very, very good. Difficult, guys? Easy peasy?
Yes.
Or so? Okay, now we're gonna continue, okay, with this little practice, guys. We have finished, okay? And just remember to continue practicing your recipes, okay? Before we go, I want to give you fun facts just to finish with a few like more lighted note, okay? So did you know, guys, for example, that the first pizza that was delivered ever was in 1889 for the Queen of Italy? So before her, maybe we wouldn't have pizzas being delivered to our houses, okay? So you can thank a queen for that. Also, I didn't know this, but did you know that eggs can float when they are old? Like they can actually float. I don't know how, but apparently they can float if they're really, really old. This is weird, but okay. Finally, maybe you know this because we're Mexican, but chocolate was once used as a currency that it's like money, okay, in ancient civilizations, okay, just like in Tenochtitlan or other Mesoamerican civilizations. Yeah. And that's it, guys. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Okay, thank you so much for paying attention, for following with the activity so that you created your recipes. I hope that it worked, okay, that you learned something. And I just encourage you so much to keep doing your recipes, okay? Even if you want to do a recipe and send us a picture, send us a video of you doing it while you're doing it in English, that would be amazing, okay? But thank you so much, guys. That's it for today. Miguel, I'll see you on Monday. Thank you, guys. Have a nice weekend.